and you try to make them talk about that feeling or try to express that feeling. You know, try to get them on task and make them feel better about themselves. And so what you're going to do is every time they find a rock, you just make them share and try to make sure that they hold on to the rock so they don't get a similar rock, and then other kids can get rocks too. Is there anything I missed?
No, so there's enough rocks for every kid and volunteer to go home with. The idea is that you would come up on a feeling that you haven't found yet. So there's going to be 10 or probably more than that, angry, sad, happy, calm, relieved throughout the camp. So don't pick up more than one of each feeling, and each camper can keep one rock. So at the end of the weekend, they can go home knowing that everybody there has shared in that feeling at some point, and not feel so alone in their experience. So the other thing that we don't have time for today, but our LITs are experts in back pocket games. So the back pocket games are really quick and easy ways to keep kids entertained. So if at any point you've got time to kill, those 3 minutes before the dining hall is ready, for example, turn to your LIT and they will have a game or something that they can do. If you don't have an LIT in your group, find an LIT if you're looking for some ideas for what you can do on the bus, waiting around, those sorts of things. So they're studying up, and by camp they will have lots to pull from. Okay, so we're going to join the group now.
So you will know in shortly which groups are the ones to get LITs.
Do we need to grab chairs then?
I think it looks like there's enough open area to
Just take
go to
Yeah,
groups.
so find a chair and
So things kind of along the same lines, one of the benefits of the rocks is that the campers have something to take of camp back with them, and that's been identified as something really important, especially because we don't have email exchange between us and the campers, and some campers don't initiate sharing information with other campers. So there's the rocks they'll get to take home, and this year there's also a couple other things Rebecca has been working on, and she's going to tell you about.
So we are working with an organization called Project Linus. Some of you may have heard of them, and they have people who knit and quilt handmade blankets. So every child who comes to Camp Erin is going to go home with a handmade quilt or blanket this year. So I'm not sure if they'll be on their beds when they arrive in the cabin, Heather, or if you're going to get them.
Yeah, they'll be on the beds.
They'll be on the beds. We also have GAMS as one of our supporters. They donated stuffed animals for one for every child. We have Blue Jays hats from the Blue Jays. So kids are going home with loads of free stuff. Everyone know that? Swag, exactly. Camp Erin water bottles, which Heather told you that. Also, in response to feedback from volunteers last year who said that they were looking for some activities for kids to do in the cabin. We have 16 volunteers, not you guys, but different volunteers who are each creating a cabin fun kit. So every cabin is going to have a kit filled with fun stuff. If you have downtime in the cabin or whatnot, it's a great box or bin of stuff to turn to with whatever they feel would be appropriate for that age group. So lots of fun
Just
stuff.
a quickie on that. If on the bus you can get the kids to put their names inside the hat, it's really helpful because time after time we are trying to find a stuffed animal or a cat, and all the Blue Jay hats look the same. So just ways to make life a little easier for you.
That's a good idea. I'll get clothing labels, writable clothing labels.
Okay. We've never had that.
That we can put in the hats.
See, this is why we hired Rebecca.
Yeah, we've always had sharpies.
So thank you. Good idea.
So thank you that was not expected, so thanks for going the extra mile, and thank your community. We will talk a bit more about the National, but while it's on my mind, please wear the Blue Jays hats. They've really, really helped us make camp possible, and we want.
Are there enough for the volunteers as well?
I think so.
Okay.
If not, I think there's 200. And we'll figure it out. Don't worry.
All right, cool.
But good question. We'll follow up on that. So, just a couple of quick things things that was feedback again from last year is that as we grow and as we learn how to use Ooch in different ways, some people weren't clear about where to find the staff. So first of all, after hours, you wake up me first, and you will find me in the doctor's cabin. So just knock on the door till I come. And don't stress if there's any concerns or any issues. You can't get your group to sleep. That's where the Dr. J team will be, and we'll support you through that. We won't leave you alone. And we want, like, if it's 2 o'clock, we want to know. We want to try and know. So the med shed, the doctors in the past have stayed in the sleeping quarters above the dining hall. Hal and Chris will be sleeping in the med shed, so that's where you'll be able to find them at night. So if it's a medical emergency, don't come to me first. Go wake up Chris and Hal. I don't think there's anything else new. We went over this morning. So same sleeping quarters. Only difference is it's full. There's no spare beds. Anything I missed? Oh, so parking. We'll talk a bit more about next steps when we're wrapping up the day, but there is parking at Adventure Valley. They let us leave vehicles in their parking lot, and Rebecca will be in touch about we just get your license plate so they know that you're with our group. And if you are able to carpool someone to or from Adventure to Camp Weekend to Adventure Valley, or if you need a ride, please let Rebecca know, and we'll do our best to coordinate and facilitate as we can. Any questions before we move into some more fun? No?
Helen, can you just touch on who's driving directly to him and who's going to be on the bus?
So we're still clearing that up. Generally, we'll let you know, but the activity staff will go ahead of the buses to set everything up so they can get the lay of the land and figure out how they want to run their activities. So they go up first, and so I think I asked everybody, is there anybody that can't go on the bus because of motion sickness? No.
Just one small. Sorry, I'm just thinking of all the things.
Yeah.
Okay. There are occasions in the past where we've had a child who didn't have a lunch. So when you're checking in with your group in the morning, just make sure that everybody has a lunch, because if we have to do something fast, we have the capability of doing that. And pretty well every time there's somebody who doesn't have lunch. It's a long bus ride sometimes, and the food is really important.
Thank you. And we try to learn and get better. So we are going to have some lunches this year, just some bag lunches that are ready. Okay, it's time to find out what's your job, Chris.
Sorry. Are there washrooms on the buses?
Yes. Yeah. And the buses pull in they're there for quite a while when the campers arrive and load and that kind of stuff. And in emergency, the Adventure Valley, sometimes that's us use their facilities. So we haven't had a problem, but for sure on the bus. Okay, any other questions? I should ask instead of making people jump in. Okay, you guys ready to find out what your jobs are?
Drum roll.
Okay. So we've talked about our team, so I don't need to tell them. Our official doctors are Chris and Hal. We are incredibly staffed camp. We'll also have 2 other physicians there. Dr. Hannah is there, and Dr. Kate, also from the PAC team, will be there. Our lifeguards, if you could stand up, we have Jasmine, Raha, Dan, and Randy. So we'll have 3 in the swimming area and 1 lifeguard at the canoe and kayak. Chantal is going to be our canoe instructor, and Olivia is coming in from Ottawa. She's so excited to be part of camp. She couldn't be here today, though, understandably. She'll be doing kayaking. On barn, we have Tara and Petra. It's not Petra, it's Petra. Right, okay. Sorry, barn / team building. On crafts, we have Mary is running crafts, along with Jessica and Jacqueline. They're your craft people. the weekend. And I'm losing track of, I've talked about Aaron with the big group
Yes.
already.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
For the LITs, you guys, this year we have a music therapist that's just going to be focusing on making sure camp has good music all weekend. So that's Erin. She's in the purple shirt. Our photographer is Nathan, who couldn't be here today. Charlotte, you've all met. She'll be floating and available. And the LIT is Katie. Katie has been working with Colleen throughout the year with the LITs, so she'll be supporting them through the weekend, but because they will have jobs all weekend, that'll mostly be in the case to debrief with them and make sure that they're supported, and she'll be available a lot too. If she's a person you can grab if you see her and you need some extra help or you need someone to stand in for you or something. Right, Katie?
Right.
So I was leaving last night, and I'm walking, and I'm thinking about Katie, and then I saw Katie, and it was so weird, like in the most random place and time, and it was a real odd experience. All right.
Follows
Like,
Heather.
I
Also on music, drumming.
live in, and Sarah on music with drumming. Sorry, and this is fun because we've never done drumming / music before, and we're excited to see what drumming / music looks like. I'm excited to see. You'll have time to figure that out. All right. So we don't have the ages divided yet because we're still finalizing some campers, but you can generally imagine 6 to 17 and figure out about what the age will be. So little girls, the peanuts. We have Sarah P, who can be here. She's out in Hamilton, and Emma, the little ones, with the LIT, Brianna. So you guys can connect and talk later. G2, we're so excited to have Miss Andrea Warnick back with us at camp, and she's going to be with Amy, who we're really also excited to have coming from Richter, who I mentioned is a company that supports us. So it'll be really nice for one of their staff to be part of camp. And with the G2s will be Caitlin. So sorry, Caitlin, neither of them are here. G3, MRD, and Kim. G4, Jessica and Becca. G5, Tammy and Leah. So you guys saw each other? G6, Marianne, who we referenced, is not able to be here, and Sylvia. G7 is Kate, Dr. Kate and Trisha. And the teen girls is Hannah and Deanna. Awesome. Okay, boys. B1 is Richard. And Alex. So you guys are together. B2, Gannon, who is a returning volunteer but couldn't be here today, and a board member, which is lovely to have one of the board members with us, and Kyle. B3 is Brian and Terrence. Were you guys together last year? No. You were with Andrea. Where are we? B4 is Eric and John. Oh, sorry, I do. I just was thinking that. Sorry. B1 LIT is Emmanuel with Richard and Alex. B2 is Jonah. So you'll be with Kyle in the striped shirt and Gannon. B3 is Aubrey. So you're Ryan and Terrence. And Bailey, you're with John and Eric. B5, Adam Brochu, with Mitch. B6 is Zach and Kip. Is that right? B7 is Greg and Barry, neither of who can make it today. And the teen boys are Alex.
No, the other Alex.
Okay. And Thomas. Oh, right. Thomas. So that's everybody. If you have any significant concerns, please talk to us now.
I guess what?
Whatever you think works best with us.
Yeah, okay,
so what we're going to do fairly quickly is split up. So if you are a buddy or a cabin counselor, maybe we can just meet on this side of the room and you'll hang out with Heather and Rebecca, just to meet your pair, your partner, if they're here, talk about like evening routines, some ideas, how to set up expectations and how to set the kids up for success. And then if you are an activity staff, I'm going to meet with you guys on that side and we're going to exchange emails and sort of get planning started. This will only be for like 5 or 6 minutes just so we can get back on track. So yeah, super.